Today, we are back at the farmhouse, finally tackling one of the last big projects in this cozy attic apartment, the floors. 6 months ago, I laid down plywood as the first step, knowing this moment was coming. Now, to finally be installing the LVP I've been dreaming about feels like such a milestone.
I have been on the hunt for a good floor, you guys. I've been searching, collecting swatches, doing all of my price research. I've been looking for something that was warm, timeless, and durable enough to stand up to life's demands. And I finally found the one. A huge thank you to the wonderful team at Flooret for helping me bring my luxury vinyl plank flooring dreams to life. Look what arrived. Ooh! Oh, this is beautiful. This is gonna be perfect. I'm so happy I went with the Kingswood. I was gonna go with the Nikon. Wait, hold on, I'll show you. So this is the Kingswood and this one is Nikon. I love this. Online, I was pretty dead set on going with something like this, but when the samples came in, I was like, ooh, this Kingswood is nice. Especially, I use a lot of early American stain in this house, and this Kingswood is a really nice complementary color to the early American. It's not matchy-matchy. I hate matchy-matchy. A way better complement to go with something like this and something a little bit lighter. And sometimes you really don't think of these things, or you don't realize these things until you have the actual swatches in the space. Getting swatches, like getting little samples like this, is so important when you're doing anything. When you're doing paint, when you're upholstering things, get a little swatch of the paint, get a little swatch of the fabric, bring them into your space, because you're gonna see things that you didn't see before. Now, if you are having decision fatigue and you're like, everything looks beautiful, I don't know what to do, get yourself some samples. You can order single samples, or you can order like sample kits, and Flooret puts together kits of their like best. This is the kit of their best sellers. Okay, so these are their best sellers right here, but you can order different kits, and then that will give you like a place to start. And I also ordered a sample kit in their engineered hardwood, because honestly, I had no idea which way I wanted to go. I didn't know if I wanted to do an LVP or a hardwood like this. If you use my code, they gave me a code. You guys, I have a code. Use W Baldwin and you'll get 50% off of your sample kits. I mean, they're really affordable anyway, but if you use my code, you'll get 50% off as well. All right, so this is the engineered hardwood and this is the LVP. If you are unfamiliar with plank flooring, let me give you like a quick rundown. So LVP means luxury vinyl plank. That's what this one is right here. It is 100% waterproof because it is 100% vinyl all the way through. The engineered hardwood is actually a hardwood itself.
I am super impressed with all of their products, but I ended up going with their Modin LVP line in the signature size. There's a whole bunch of different sizes you can choose from. They even have a herringbone, which is so cool.
The signature line is 9 inches by 72 inches. You guys, if you are familiar with like flooring, you know that this is like way beyond, above and beyond what you can find at the big box store, and it has a 40 mil wear layer. I know if you're not familiar, that doesn't really mean much. 40 mil is about twice as thick as like regular standard LVP flooring. So the thicker it is, it's going to be more durable. It is going to stand up to like high traffic areas, pets, kids, scratch resistant, all that kind of stuff. So it's like double the standard, and the planks are bigger. When you have bigger planks, you have less seams, and it's just way faster and way easier to install because you have less material you're working with. You just like boom, 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 go down the line, and it's really fast and easy to install. The only other decision I have to make is if you want there to be an enhanced or a micro bevel. Not all of the selections have both, but on the signature line, you can choose an enhanced or a micro bevel. That just means like the seam between these boards is either going to be, this is the enhanced. A micro bevel means that this is going to be even smaller, and you're not going to really be able to see that seam. I went with the micro bevel because I want it to be a little bit more seamless.
When you're working with any sort of flooring, it's a great idea to open up a few boxes so you can make sure you're getting yourself a good mix of patterns and colors. Since this LVP already has a pre-attached underlayment, you don't need any additional underlayment, so I could technically go right on top of the plywood. But my house is a very old, and I do have downstairs tenants, so I opted for adding an additional layer of soundproofing under the planks. All right, before you get started, I would definitely recommend you get yourself a installation kit like this with a tapping block, some spacers, a little mallet, and a pull bar. This is really good for
tapping in your boards, have a little bit of difficulty clicking it together, remember you do need a 1/4 inch space around your entire perimeter for expansion and contraction. So that little kit comes with spacers. This is a little mallet, and this pull bar can hook onto any side, and you can, you know, just hit it here and tap it closed. So this does have a little groove, but I'm pretty sure that's for like thicker hardwood. So whenever you're using your tap block or your little pull bar like this, you're gonna make sure not to get it on the tongue part. You don't wanna risk damaging this. You're gonna make sure you lift it up and you put it right on the surface edge. You don't wanna put any force on this little tongue right here because you could risk breaking it. So make sure it's on the surface edge before you tap. Same with the pull bar. You wanna make sure that it's on the edge of your material, not on the tongue. You don't wanna pull from here. You want it to be up on the edge. I didn't actually end up really needing to use the tap block or the pull bar for the majority of the floor because I did find that this click-in system like really clicked together and secured in tightly. I didn't really need to tap it into place. Where this really came in handy was for the ends. So this thing really came in handy for the ends, especially like little pieces like this where it's hard to get your hands back in there and like really pull. So you put your little pull bar in the end and then you can use your mallet and hammer it back this way. This was really helpful for edge pieces like this.
So this is a 150-year-old house, and there is not a straight line, straight wall, plumb wall, 90-degree angle to be found in this house, okay? What I think I'm gonna do is start a long line here. I'm gonna see if I can play the difference and still cover the edges with a baseboard. I can't believe it. We kind of have a straight line and everybody's very excited about this.
So to make sure that we don't have like a little weird sliver over here, I'm gonna measure from where that board is to the end, and it is 81 exactly, and our boards are 9 inches. So we're gonna have 9 full boards all the way to under the door. Ugh, crazy. This little thing is called a multi-tool, and I cannot believe I've lived so long in my life without one. I found this at a yard sale for $5, and it has literally changed my life. So I have to like undercut this door jamb. I really should just like replace this, and I will at some point because it's gross. It's seen better days. But for now, I'm just gonna cut it out.
I'm starting my second row. This is the leftover piece from the other end. Now you do need to pay attention to the distance between your seams. This is about 11 inches. That's a little tight for me. So I'm gonna take this one out, cut it down, and have about an 18-inch span between my seams.
This is totally personal preference. Flooret recommends having at least an 8-inch stagger between joints. One of my favorite parts about installing LVP is it's so easy to cut. You mark your length and then you just score along that line with a sharp utility knife. I like to score it 2 or 3 times and try to stay in the same groove each time, and then slide it down to the edge of your table and bend and snap. It is literally that easy.
This is looking so incredible. I wish I had like all of this stuff out of here so I could do like a big room reveal, but unfortunately I don't. I have furniture up here. So what I'm gonna do is bring this furniture to this side and then keep working over there. I love this color. I love, love, love it. Oh, so good.
If you have any intricate cuts to make, you can easily cut this material with a jigsaw.
The best way I've found to do this is to get the ends secured together. So the ends are together, but you can see there's still a gap here. We have to get that tongue slipped in. Lift up a little bit. Okay, did you see that? Just like kind of snap in. So right here is together, but as you look down, you can still see a crack. There's some resistance here and your board is not fully flat. That's because it's not fully locked in. Once it fully connects and is fully in, it will lay flat just like this. Moment of truth. So I've gone through this way, and then I've gone around the kitchen island in this way. Now, we just gotta see if this lines up. I've already pre-cut it, but I have not tried it yet. We're gonna do it together.
I couldn't be happier with how these floors turned out. The color is warm and timeless. The installation was a breeze, and instantly the whole room feels more inviting. This floor is exactly what I needed. Scratch resistant for my dogs, and no more worrying when my sweet 17-year-old beagle has the occasional accident. It's beautiful, it's practical, and it's going to serve us well for years to come. If you've been thinking about doing something like this, but you're not a DIYer, Flooret offers one-on-one support and can help get you set up with professional installation so you can enjoy a floor you'll love just as much as I love mine.